The camera that turns at 3:12 every night at exactly 3:12 a.m. My security camera turns toward my bed. I never programmed it to move. The model I bought doesn't even have auto tracking. It's supposed to stay fixed on the front door. The first time I noticed it, I thought I had bumped it by accident. The camera was angled slightly to the right, pointing deeper into my apartment than before. I adjusted it back toward the entrance and went to sleep. The next morning, it was facing my bed again. I checked the recorded footage. At 3:12 a.m., the camera view shifted, not quickly, not mechanically, slowly, smoothly, as if someone had gently pushed it. But the footage showed no one entering. I live alone. The second night, I stayed awake. At 3:11 a.m., the camera was still pointed at the door. At 3:12, without warning, it rotated toward me. I didn't see it move. I only heard a faint clicking sound. I opened the live feed on my phone. The camera wasn't pointed at my bed. It was pointed at the wall beside it. On the screen, I saw myself lying down, pretending to sleep. Then something shifted in the frame. A shadow crossed behind me. In the recording, I slowly sat up, but in reality, I was still lying down. The version of me in the footage turned its head toward the camera and smiled. The timestamp, GLITCHED, comma, las 3:12 de la mañana. Las 3:12 de la mañana. Las 3:12 de la mañana. The next night, I unplugged the camera completely. At 3:12 a.m., my phone notified me that motion had been detected. The app showed a live stream. The angle was different. It was coming from inside my room, from behind me. And the camera was no longer on the shelf by the door. It was mounted on the ceiling, directly above my bed, facing down the door that was already open. Every morning, my front door is open by exactly 1 inch, not wide. Not enough to notice immediately, just enough to let a thin line of light spill into the hallway. I lock it. Every night. I check it twice. The first time it happened, I blamed myself. Maybe I hadn't closed it properly. The second time, I installed a chain lock. The third time, I added a door sensor that sends an alert if it opens. That night, I triple-checked everything and went to bed. At 2:58 a.m., I woke up suddenly. I didn't hear anything. I just felt something was wrong. The hallway light outside my apartment was visible through the crack. 1 inch. Exactly 1 inch. My phone had no alerts. The sensor hadn't triggered. The chain was still attached. I pulled the door shut and locked it again. The next morning, it was open by 1 inch. I reviewed the hallway security footage from the building manager. No one entered my floor. No one touched my door. Then I checked my own indoor camera from the previous night. At 2:58 a.m., I saw myself get out of bed, walk calmly to the door, unlock Italiano, open it 1 inch, and return to bed. I don't remember doing that. The footage showed my face clearly. My eyes were open, but there was no expression. The following night, I stayed awake, determined to catch myself in the act. At 2:58 a.m., I felt an overwhelming urge to stand. My body moved before I decided to. Step by step, I walked toward the door. I tried to resist. I couldn't. My hand unlocked it. The door opened 1 inch. From the other side, in the narrow crack of darkness, something was already waiting. It wasn't trying to get in. It was waiting for me to let it in. And I had been doing that every night